She cut the lock in front of my house and said, "Tow it now. This Jeep is illegal." Metal hit the ground. My gate swung open. Neighbors came out. Phones started recording. She stood there with her arms crossed like she owned the street, holding a clipboard with a fake HOA stamp. I told her calmly, "You're breaking into private property." She laughed and said, "This HOA controls everything, even you." Then she leaned close and whispered, "Single dads don't get special rights." My son was standing behind me, confused, holding his school bag. She pointed at him and said, "If this vehicle isn't gone in 5 minutes, I'll call the police and child services." That's when the tow truck rolled in. "Already paid, already ready?" Like this was planned. I looked at the cut lock in her hand, then at my Jeep, then at the small black camera blinking on my porch. I took a slow breath and said one line that made her smile wide for the wrong reason. "Go ahead. Do everything you plan to do." She pulled out her phone and put it on speaker. "Yes, this is the HOA. We have a hostile resident refusing to comply," she said, loudly so everyone could hear. Then 2 men in dark uniforms showed up fast. Too fast, no marked car, no badges you could read. One of them grabbed my arm and said, "Step away from the vehicle." My son started crying. They hooked the Jeep anyway, chains tight, tires lifted. Karen smirked and told the neighbors, "See? Rules apply to everyone." I didn't fight. I didn't raise my voice. I just looked at the man holding my arm and noticed his boots. Cheap, wrong style. The radio on his shoulder wasn't even on. I slowly said, "Can you tell me your badge number?" He froze for half a second. Karen jumped in quick. "Don't talk back. You people always act tough." Then she did something worse. She told the tow driver, "Take it to the impound on 6th. I'll handle the paperwork." That's when I quietly tapped my phone and sent one message. No words, just my location. My son wiped his tears and asked me, "Dad, are they taking your Jeep forever?" I leaned down and whispered, "No. They just made a very big mistake." The Jeep was gone in minutes. Dust settled. Karen folded her clipboard like she won a war. She leaned close again and said, "Next time, learn your place." Then she walked off like nothing happened. The fake cops disappeared too. I took my son inside and locked the door, with the broken lock still hanging. I opened my laptop and pulled up the live feed. Clear faces, clear voices, clear plate numbers from the tow truck. I zoomed in on Karen cutting the lock herself. I didn't smile. I just saved the clip. My phone buzzed once, then again, then 3 times back to back. A blocked number finally came through. A calm voice said, "We got your ping. Are you safe?" I looked at my son eating cereal like it was a normal day and said, "Yes, but my vehicle was taken illegally." There was a short pause. Then the voice said, "Stay where you are. Do not confront anyone." Outside, Karen was already telling neighbors a new story. I heard her say, "He threatened us. That's why we had to act." I leaned back in my chair and whispered to myself, "She just lied on record." An hour later, a black SUV stopped down the street. No sirens, no noise. 2 men stepped out, calm, sharp, watching everything. Karen saw them and rushed over, smiling like she always did. She waved her papers and said, "HOA issue. We already handled it." One man asked her softly, "Did you cut the lock yourself?" She laughed. Of course, I had the right. The man nodded slowly and said, "Interesting." He turned and walked to my door. I opened it before he knocked. He looked at the broken lock, then at the small camera above my porch. "We saw the footage," he said. Outside, Karen's voice got louder. "You can't talk to him without me." The second man raised his hand and said, "Ma'am, step back." She snapped, "Do you know who I am?" The man replied, calm but cold, "Yes, and you don't know who he is." Karen's smile faded. For the first time that day, she looked unsure. Inside, the man leaned closer to me and said quietly, "Your Jeep isn't just a Jeep, is it?" I answered without emotion, "No, it's task force gear." End the story.